is to how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel to just, and you and Bob both, to have Sheila here and see what happened to her?
It's so fun and it's so exciting and it's so rewarding to know, and I'm going to cry, that someone that I love and care about, she's a friend and a neighbor, and for her to, she said, you know, what I'm doing isn't working with Isagenix, and what are you guys doing? She asked me. And to be able to tell her and to see her melt before my eyes and to see her have more energy and to be smiling and be happy is just incredible. It's awesome.
Makes us proud.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, this is just so beautiful and so heartfelt. And I tell you, the way we work it here, some of the lingo we have inside the ER shred movement is that when we're not saying we can rescue people. We're not saying we can go save people, but we can certainly point the way and show people how to rescue themselves. That's what Connie and Bob did for you. They've shown you how to do it. And now they have shifted the empowerment from them to you. Now you're empowered. And so when you do it for yourself, you become a hero. That's awesome. Now, when you start sharing it with other people like Connie and Bob are doing, you become a superhero. And that's just how we roll. Have you had and I'm sure that's next. I mean, I don't know. I can kind of sense it, you know.
She is already.
What? Talk about it.
How many have you shared with?
Four more.
What?
I
Now
had two,
it's
and
one
I had
thing.
shared with 4 more. So
You're going to go 4 more?
no, I have 2 people under me right now.
Yeah.
And I shared it with 4 more people off of my one post.
Wow. How does that make you feel?
Well, that's great, but I need to go back and knock on the door.
Yeah. It's
Come
one
on.
thing it's one thing to empower people by giving them cookies. And then it's another whole entire thing to empower people by sharing the shred. You know what I'm talking about? Because sharing the shred is the gift that keeps on giving, because then anybody gets off track. I saw somebody in the group today said, I strayed for a while, but now I'm back. Those are probably my favorite words. Now I'm back. You haven't gone anywhere, and I don't think you're going anywhere. That's how I feel about your story, your testimony tonight.
I am not.
I just think this is so fantastic, Sheila. Gosh, I'm telling you. I know Sean and Crystal will watch the recording. All the leaders will watch the recording, and everyone's going to be inspired by you. This is a big debut for you, a big debut. I'm so proud of you, because it's hard sometimes to get on and be vulnerable and share but you did it. You did it. Now you're such an important part of our pack. You really are. Is there anything you want to share with us as we move to the next story?
No, I love your stories.
I love it. This is so great. Well, Bob, I'm going to take you up on some of those protein bites. I got to find out what you're doing with those, because you know what I'm talking about.
100% protein.
Sheila makes them.
Oh, Sheila makes them. Well, I bet they're going to be amazing. Maybe just leave the icing off, a little. Maybe not. I love it so much.
Mimi's eating one right now.
Mimi, then they're already approved.
It's bacon.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's bacon.
I love it. Well, thank you, Sheila. We're so grateful that you had the courage to come on tonight and share this story. And, just now that you're empowered, now that you're already sharing and already become a superhero, keep going. The world needs us. We have a message, and we have a message that has never been more important than right now. And I'm just so proud of you. And I know Connie, obviously, and Bob are so proud of you. So high fives. So let's all give her she's a shredder now. And do the shredder.
Oh, thank you.
Rock. You rock. Okay. All right. If you guys wouldn't mind muting, and then I'm just gonna open it up, because I know there's some more people on here that want to share their story, and I might even call on you. But who is next? Who is next that wants to share their story? Let me see here. I want to see. I'm gonna probably call in Dawn. You know, Dawn, you inspire me so much. You get in that gym and you kick ass, man. Like you push yourself. So why don't you just come on and give us an update and tell us why you love the shred so much, buddy?
Yeah, so this wasn't planned, obviously.
Yeah,
So,
it's all right.
but yeah, and it's interesting that you say that. I appreciate the comments about busting my ass at the gym. Believe it or not, that's 2 30-minute sessions a week.
That's it.
Just two. Yeah, that and the right nutrition, and my story. I've been an Isagenix product user for 7 years. I had my Isaversary first part of April, and lost 40 pounds in 3 months, and love the product. And my coach. I'm under Alexis Romano's leg. If you go way down, I'm up to Alexis. But my coach had told me, there's this network marketing aspect to this thing. And we were on the phone. We didn't have Zoom or anything like this. I literally did this. She couldn't see me at all, but I did this. And I said, Krista, time out. I said, I live 4 miles from Amway's global world headquarters. I want nothing to do with network marketing. And she said, that's fine, but people are going to notice the difference. Would you be willing to, refer those people to me? I said, absolutely. So after I referred about 6, 7 people over to her, I thought, I could do this. And it took me a long time. I was slow. So, but in December of 2015, I just started sharing in pockets of my time. And, I kept the 40 pounds off and, building a little side business and working, I started working out a couple years later after losing the weight. And, then in November of 19, or was it 20? I see Bob Severite, he's out walking the dogs. He's talking on the phone all the time. And Bob and I went to the same college, and we were fraternity brothers, although I was an old senior when he was like a young buck freshman. And I was spending most of my time up 50 miles away at my wife's, apartment. So, we weren't like tight in college or anything like that, but we met through Isagenix again. And, but so I thought, well, God, he's talking about this. I love eating meat. Why not give it a shot? So I started my first shred the day after, or the Monday after Thanksgiving that year. And I hadn't been below 200 pounds in, since probably 1978. And, I did a shred and I lost 11 pounds, I'm like, holy crap. So I was in the, 193 or something like that after, and I hadn't been there in years. So I kept doing that. And, I'm in a good spot, between working out and I'm not up for smashing a scale like a lot of the other people here yet. I paid good money for that thing, but I'm to the point now. It's like, so like this morning I was 203 again. I'm like, but I'm building muscle, and my clothes are still fitting loose. It's like, hey, life is good. So and I don't know how many people I've introduced to the ER shred. And, but people doing it. And what I think is real exciting is there are a lot of people now on Alexis Romano's team that have joined the ER shred of late. So, Jen Frialia and Jody Tosini and, Linda. I mean, there's a bunch of people, and I don't know if it's because they saw some of my results. Who knows, but it's just cool because they were the value pack, and they may still sell value pack, right? But they're getting results, and that they hadn't been getting. I mean, they achieved weight loss, but then everybody kind of plateaus. And so I think this is a great solution for people that have plateaued and have done Isagenix for a while, or our fulfillment company, I guess we like to call them, right? But
Our partner company.
Yeah. But I just think it's great. If I could get my wife to agree, I'd be eating freaking meat all the time. But today we grilled some steaks. I had butter on it, but she made some sweet potato fries and a salad. And I have to eat what she makes. So,
Yeah.
but life is good. I enjoy it, and the community is great. I mean, everybody's very supportive in this group, and just think, I'm so glad that between you and Jesse and Crystal and Sean, Bob, you guys have put this out here because it's great. Love it.
Oh, that's awesome, Don. Man, I'm telling you, you really inspire me when you're in the gym and you're rocking it. I can already kind of tell some of the things you're passionate about, but let's not forget that question. What's one of the things you're the most about?
Well, of late, it's my grandsons.
Okay.
I have my youngest son actually turns 30 today. I need to call him tonight after this call.
That's awesome.
He and his wife just moved to a house they built on Friday. So my wife and I were down there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and as a soon-to-be 64-year-old, I'm like, how many 64-year-old parents are helping your kids move like my wife and I were helping them move, right? I mean, we were rocking it, and so they moved to the new house, and we get to spend time with my grandsons are 3 and almost 2. So there's 15 months between them, and the 2-year-old thinks he can do everything the 3-year-old does, and so I'm passionate about my grandsons, right now.
Oh man, that's amazing. I was going to ask you how many years young you are, and you just answered it. 64. I mean, come on, look at you. I mean, you're doing good, man. We're so grateful you're part of the community, and we're so grateful that not only have you become a hero, but also a superhero, because every time you share it, that just takes us to the next level of being a superhero. And everybody, let's give Don, the big shredder. Bring it home to Papa. You rock, dude. Thank you for coming on. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for hosting these.
Yeah, you're awesome. You're awesome. That's just fantastic. Okay. Well, I'm not exactly sure who else we have lined up. I'm not sure. And I'm open, of course, to hearing from anybody that wants to share an update from their shredding story. If anybody wants to, you can always just put your little hand up there in the Zoom. You could do whatever. And while you're thinking about it, while I'm looking for hands, I just want to say, I was on a training call this morning, an Isagenix training call, and one of my dearest friends, Rhonda Collier, was on, and she was saying, our partner company they do a lot of things, and some things work and some things don't work. And it's just a fact. It's just a fact. It's not hard to see that some things work and some things don't work. But I'll tell you what, and we're going to hear from Jesse in a little minute here, but the ER shred, man, works in all of my years. I'm going on 19 years in this company. I've seen hundreds of thousands of transformations. Nothing touches the 11-day ER shred protocol. Nothing changed. And I'm so grateful that it came about. And I'm so sorry that it had to have so much suffering before it happened. But I'm so grateful that Sean and Crystal stuck it out, and everybody that helped, do everything they did to bring it here. It's just, it's reinvented. It's truly 2.0. I think it's 3.0 for ISA. And I see Jen Hill. I'd love you to unmute, and I'd love to ask you. You've been smiling there this whole time, nodding, and so excited about the things you're hearing. So tell us a little bit about you. What are you passionate about? What's one thing you're passionate about?
I'm passionate about small business. I'm sorry, there's a bit of background noise. We're just in a home office. Yeah, I'm very passionate about small business and enabling and empowering small business owners. I work for a tech startup and do my own thing through ISA, and my husband and I have a business. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, that fits right in line with if people become superheroes, we become our own small business owners, right? So that's fantastic. Talk about a perfect scenario for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey and when you found out that is the cutest dog? What's his name? Oh my
This is Ricky Bubby.
Ricky Bubby. Ricky Bubby.
He's our mascot.
I can already tell. Shredder right there. That's awesome. Well, tell us what your journey was and why you're so loving the ER shred so far.
So I've done lots of different techniques. I was really into paleo for a couple of years, had some fantastic results, loved CrossFit, have been on various journeys, but through COVID, we were hit really hard financially and just work-wise. So we basically went to ground and ate and drank our way through the first year of COVID, which was fine,
Yeah.
but it has its fallout. And so in August of 2021, I reconnected with an old friend via Facebook who's in Ohio, and she put me onto Isagenix, and I had fantastic results, really, really positive, lost about probably 10 kilos in 6 months. So hit my goals and was really super happy. And was loving my exercise, like just loving my boxing, got into spin, loved it, so much energy. And I think I just wanted to take it up a notch. I wanted to see what I could do. And she tried the 11-day shred and said, this was crazy. I'm going to try this crazy shit. I went, okay, I'm in. Sign me up. And the first one I did, I came off after 5 days. I was unsuccessful. And while I took my measurements, I shredded them because I thought, oh, I've failed. And then I signed up for another one, completed the full thing. And what's happened for me is that my mental clarity has gone through the roof. I am on task. I'm, concurrently running meetings. I'm doing work as we speak. I'm multitasking up the wazoo. I'm working out up to 2 times a day. I'm smashing goals and loving food. I'm tracking my calories and I am eating some serious calories. But because it's quality food and it's real food and it's fat, I am getting compliments all over the place. I am smashing, like I'm beating 20-year-olds in spin class. I'm 52. It's nuts. So, and now I've started reading on this. Now I'm reading the carnivore code and I'm going, okay, this is starting to make sense now. So I'm just so appreciative that you guys are spreading the message because I just didn't get it. I know, I was a soft launch and now I'm like, yeah, this is the bomb.
Wow. I'm going to quote you, sign me up for that crazy shit.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. I'm so amazing. And your passion, it fits right in line with, this is a great small business. I mean, that's not tonight's topic, but
no.
Whoa,
It
and
is.
I know that. And I keep looking at you and then that heart above your door right there. That is the coolest heart right there.
Well, that's my vision board there. And it has
Jen,
all the places I'm going to go. And yeah.
Okay. Is this the first time you've ever shared your story on a Come Alive call?
Yeah, it is actually. But I have to tell you, it's the third call I've been on, and every time I cry.
I know. Connie and Bob already made me cry.
I know. I was like, I'm crying.
Are you kidding me? And now I'm telling you, this is so exciting to just find this, to find it and to find this new way. Here I was trying to be vegan, vegetarian, and it wasn't working. It was not working, and I was feeling terrible. And then I started listening to Sean, I started listening to Jesse. And I just started doing the do and fueling my body. And it just was the game changer. It was the game changer. I talked to somebody today and said, you want to get your life back? You want to get back on track? You want to smash your goals? This is the way. This is the way.
And I think what's interesting is I grew up I was born and raised in Maine, and my parents are really big supporters of the organic movement in Maine. So I grew up really committed to that way of life and, eating, farm raised animals as well. One day my mom came to pick me up from school. She had half a pig in the backseat of the Toyota. It's not as if we didn't grow up with good food. It's just vegetables. We were coming out of the 70s, right? So everyone was grains, veggies, your kale was like the hero. So, we were missing, I just think we missed it.
Yeah.
And
I think, as a society, and we're going to hear from Jesse in a moment, but we've gotten way off track, no question. Even me, like when I was trying to be a vegan vegetarian, I would even post a little meme that said, if cauliflower can become pizza, you can do anything. But cauliflower really can't become pizza, like whatever. That's a whole other thing. But Jen, I just want to really thank you from the bottom of my
Thank you.
heart. Thank you for coming on here and jumping on. Let's give her a shredder
Oh, thank
stamp of
you.
approval. And I know it sounds like you are already a superhero. Have you already been sharing the shred now that you've been doing it? You sharing it?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, well, you went from hero to superhero, and nothing makes Jesse light up more than that. Jesse James Jamnick, coach, brother, I miss you. But I know you've been so busy, and I know you've been getting some degrees. So I would like to invite you on to enlighten us, brother, and inspire us.
Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Perfect. I had some trouble with my earbuds. So, Jen, that's awesome. Congratulations on all of that. So, I think and Don, thank you for sharing that update. Like, Don inspires me too. I love getting on there. Don's helped a lot of other people that I've also been able to work with. So it's just so cool, Lenny. Like, I'm going to keep highlighting this damn community. You talked about going back. So what I did was I went back to be a nationally board certified health and wellness coach through the National Board of Medical Examiners. Like, it's not some just, certificate type of thing. Like, the test scares me. Like, I'll be honest with you, the test scares me. Like, it's like intense, and one of the coolest things that I learned was 97%. That's the number, 97%, the chances of success when you can put somebody into a supportive community of like-minded individuals. And I'm going to say that that's probably, if I can think back up throughout my entire life, and I'm sure you can say the same, Lenny, that's anything in life, right? Like, anything that you want in life, if you can surround yourself with the right people, you're going to do better. So, I still believe that our greatest gift that we give to people, once we motivate them, inspire them, maybe convince them, maybe leave a trail of cookies so they chase it and come to our group, like, whatever we have to do to get those people in, like, once they get in, and they feel it. And, I just want to highlight something that Jen said. And I thank you for being transparent with this, Jen, because I think so many people do exactly what you did. And I want to say that it is 100% okay. If you don't think over 20 years, I haven't gone at it and then hit a stumble and fallen backwards and had to re-get back up and come back at it again, you are very, very gravely mistaken. I have failed so many times. Listen to this. But I've never given up, ever. And that's exactly why I'm here today. And one of the greatest pieces of advice that I've ever gotten given to me was actually at one of our partner companies' events. And the gentleman said, if you want this, I'm going to say this in general, whether that's health, whether that's business, whether that's longevity, whatever it is that you're going for. I don't know what motivates you. I know what motivates me. But whatever it is, I just want to challenge you to be here on this day and this time next year. And if you're here on this day and this time and next year, I will bet everything that I have that you will be finding success in some way, shape, or form. Literally, I give up everything that I have. And I've worked really hard for everything. So I'm that confident that if you just keep showing up for yourself, you see, Lenny, what people don't understand is that the only person that you're quitting on if you quit is yourself. I'm not saying this to be mean, but I'm not losing sleep if you quit. I'm not stopping being an amazing dad because you quit. I'm not stopping my life because you quit. Stop quitting on yourself. I did a post this morning, and I promise I know I wouldn't swear so much, but in case you didn't see it, it simply said, get your ass up and get moving every single morning. Stop making excuses for yourself, because we all know, we've all heard what excuses are, right? Excuses are like assholes. We all have one, and they all stink. Stop making excuses. especially when it comes to health. You know, as far as the ER Shred protocol goes, I know, you know what's crazy, Lenny? We're so used to eating so bad in the United States and everywhere that when you actually start to do something good, you're automatically perceived to be on a diet. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? How many of you have started this and your family goes, oh my God, what are you doing? Oh my God, like you're eating meat. Oh my God, you're putting some of the most biodense, bioavailable nutrition in your body. How dare you do that? Oh, what an extreme. Extreme, excuse me. You're eating 135 pounds of sugar a year. You're putting in 152 pounds of flour and refined grains and seed oils that are legitimately poison for your body. And you're going to tell me that I'm the one that's batshit crazy? We need to go see a psychiatrist. I will take you. Hop in my car. I'll even pay for the gas. You understand? And I understand, Lenny, I'm sharing that story, but I want people to understand, like, that's the confidence you need to know. And when you understand what we're doing, we're not doing anything super crazy. We're not doing anything extreme. Let me break, can I break down the ER Shred real quick? Do you think that would be of value? Can we just share that with people in case they're seeing it on Facebook or something? Okay, the 11-day ER Shred, yes, is an 11-day health protocol. It's an elimination, reset, shred protocol. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Elimination, okay? Elimination, my friends, this is like, I wish we invented it. We didn't. It's been around for forever. If you go to any functional medicine doctor or precision medicine doctor these days, and you go in and you go, hey doc, I got A, B, C, D, E, F, and G wrong. First of all, we're going to do an entire health history on you. I'm talking like the functional medicine matrix. We're going to dive back to your childhood. We're going to find out if you were born through C-section or vaginal delivery, because yes, that right there starts the microbiome. The second you pass through the birth canal, there's a reason that babies come out head first, face up through mama's birth canal. You are passing the microbes that instantly, not like instantly, start the microbiome to that child. So we dig that deep because it's that powerful. And yes, if it's not been addressed throughout time, and you've had that, right? If you have a C-section, for instance, you have what's called a skin microbiome, not a gut microbiome. Isn't that crazy? And that's how babies, whoa, that thing is trying to attack me. I'm going to eat it as protein if it gets too close. It's a giant like dragonfly or something, sorry. But that's when the babies start. And then think about it, Lenny. Most children within their first year of life have already been on an antibiotic. Every single time you take an antibiotic, every single time, you destroy at least 1/3 of your microbiome. Your microbiome is your ticket to freedom when it comes to health. This is not Jesse's opinion. This is scientific fact. This is not back from 1945. This is 2019 and on, my friends. I don't deal with the past because that's not how you have a science brain. You need to have an open mind because my belief can be disproven tomorrow with the new research that comes out. And you have to know that, right? But we have known forever the microbiome plays a role. We've known forever, but now there's so much proof. So think about all that. So what are we doing, Lenny? We are eliminating the poison. We're eliminating the punishment that we're putting this miraculous creation called the human body. We're giving it a break. We're letting it do what it's supposed to do because for years we haven't built up its microbes. You know, you are a petri dish to the microbes. You have more microorganisms living in your gut than you do DNA. It's that important. It's that important. So we're allowing the body to have a break. We're stopping poison, Lenny. There is no amount of sugar. It's like, Lenny, let me tell you, would you go put a tablespoon of cyanide in your body?
God, no.
You wouldn't. Well, why the hell are we eating sugar at the amount that we are? Because it's been scientifically proven to be that detrimental. And this whole connection, like we used to think, you know, back in medicine, that there was like this gut-brain barrier. That's false. That's false. There's actually microbes living in the brain. Do you know your first microbiome is on your tongue? Whoa. This is how important it is. And when you're putting in, you know, refined grains and seed oils and carcinogenic, you know, organisms and I mean, it even gets down to, you know, one of the most dangerous things in our home. You ready for this? It's your mattress because of the VO2 gases. You know, you ever bought a new car and you go, oh, that new car smell? You should run far away from that smell. That's VO2 gases. They're poisonous. That's not a good thing, right? Save yourself some money, buy a used car, don't get poisoned. So, you know, you got to think like, you know, we're just not thinking of this like this, Lenny. And why am I sharing all of these things? Because health has gotten, I'm so upset. I am so upset with the fitness industry. I am so upset with the health industry. Shame on us for marketing and characterizing. This is not a one thing, shape, or form. This is a collective. I don't care if your belief is veganism or if your belief is animal based. It's still a collective. Getting the right amount of sufficient protein in your body is essential to life, right? That's the collective. So we have to start looking at it as a whole. And I believe that's what we're doing by giving people the power. I think that by putting people on an elimination protocol, we are giving them back the power. Yes, we're stripping away the sugar. Yes, we're stripping away the carbs. Yes, we're stripping away. Why? Because we're all jacked up. Even athletes are jacked up today. Don't let them fool you. Don't let the muscles fool you. I promise. I've lived like 13, 14 years of my life jacked up, feeling like crap every single day of my life. Not anymore today at 42. Right? So that's the elimination, is where allowing the body to get a break from all of that stuff, Lenny, right? All of that stuff. And the only thing that we're doing is we're putting in the most dense bioavailable nutrition that we could possibly get our hands on, right? We're utilizing ancestral ways and we're combining it with the 21st century, because we would be foolish if we didn't. All these people prancing around like, you don't need supplements. I'm like, wrong. You can be the healthiest person in the entire world, and I'm going to argue that you still can't get everything you need on a micronutrient level. Why? Because just like we've messed up our bodies, we've screwed up all of our farmlands. We've over-farmed the hell out of our soil. We don't have a topsoil left. It's estimated that we have 60 crops in rotation, 60 cycles left. That is scary. That is scary, right? We're getting stuff like, we don't even know what it is. We don't even know. And it's just so bizarre to me, right? So we're taking that break. Then we get into the reset. What are we resetting? All the crap that I just told you about. We're resetting, you know, your body is made up of 7 intricate systems that are all supposed to work and function with each other. And right now, we have like the wall of China up between 6 of them out of 7. What is going on? If you don't feel good as a human being, I guarantee you've mistreated yourself. Are there rare instances? Of course there are. Are there horrible things? Of course there are. But Lenny, 13 different cancers are directly linked to massive sugar intake. 13 different cancers. And crazy enough, those are the 13 that are still on the rise, when every other one has actually been on the decrease because of science. Like that, does that not open your eyes? Right? And you know what I mean? Like, we're not thinking about this stuff, right? Like, this is what gets me fired up. Like, I never really get into so much of this stuff, but you have no idea how happy I am every single time I hear people come on and post and stuff, because I know scientifically what the inside of the body is doing, and holy smokes, like holy smokes is all I'm gonna say. If you're not doing this, or if you don't even give this a try, shame on you. Seriously, shame on you. Like, I'm at a point now after a year and a half, like I got nothing to prove to anybody anymore. Like, go look at the thousands of lives that have been transformed. Shame on you. Okay. So in the reset, we're resetting all of our systems. We're resetting all of our hormones. We're getting back control of the one hormone that will dictate everything. It's called insulin. And majority of people are insulin resistant. You know how I can confidently state that, Lenny? Because 88% of the adult population is metabolically unfit. Again, not Jesse's opinion, scientific fact. That means only 12% of the population is metabolically fit. What does that mean? That means that we don't have high blood pressure. That means that our triglycerides and our LDL levels are in check. That means that our LDL particles, like the hell with the number, PS, science has also disproven that. LDL is not directly related to heart disease. Oh, shocker, we've been lied to again. It's the size of the particles that are floating in your blood. So if you have a little bit of a higher LDL level, but you have big, fat, fluffy, floating particles, your chance of heart disease is like nil. Where if you got the small, dense ones, those things are like freaking rockets that shoot through, and that's what clogs up and causes the plaque in the arteries and everything that goes on. So we are allowing the body to just get back to natural homeostasis, Lenny. We're getting back the control. So many people are insulin resistant, and insulin is the gatekeeper. If you're insulin resistant, bye-bye health. Bye-bye health. It's that important. It's that important, right? And I'm not going to get into other science where we're teaching people how to not be reliant on insulin, like so many other people that are focused on glucose and carbohydrates. You're gonna get so adapted, and it's not just fat adapted, it's so much deeper. You're gonna get so adapted. Do you know when you eat 100 grams of protein, you ready for this? Your body will naturally produce 60 grams of glucose on its own, because it is needed for the brain, but it's needed when the body makes it. It's crazy. It's so fascinating, all this new stuff, right? So fascinating. So when we're resetting, when we're intermittent nutritional fasting and we're doing a break, okay, we're getting back control of insulin. We at the end of 48 hours, Lenny, you are the most insulin sensitive that I would bet 95% of people have ever been. That is remarkable. That is remarkable. That is where you need to be. Okay. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, but I'm sharing with you through scientific fact, that is where you want to be. If you want optimal health, you better get control of your freaking blood sugars. There's not one essential carbohydrate that fits this planet. They're not needed. Your body will produce everything it needs. It doesn't mean that I'm against using them. It doesn't mean that there isn't a place, but you don't need them. Okay. And that has to be known. Okay. So we're getting back things like serotonin, ghrelin, all the hunger hormones. We're resetting everything. You notice, like in the first day of cleanse, Lenny, like up until about like 12, 1 o'clock, you're like, oh man, I think I feel hungry. Like I got the gurgles, like, right. Then by 1 o'clock comes and you're just like, you almost forgot that you didn't eat anymore, right? It's like not a big deal anymore. And then by day 2, you're just like, and you're dancing all around, right? Yet welcome to your ghrelin resetting. You no longer are a slave to sugar and food and blood sugar levels. Isn't that a fabulous place to be, right? So that's our reset. And then we have our shred. Now, here's the thing, Lenny. I want to clarify this. Shred is a word that, you know, it has a lot of meaning, but I think it can be also mistaken by a lot of people. And shredding is not muscles. That's not shredding, okay? Muscles are the byproduct of living a healthy life consistently over and over and over again. That's your body is supposed to look like this, okay? Now, not necessarily me, like I go above and beyond. It's my goals, but the human body does look like this underneath for everybody. I don't care what you look like right now. I promise you that's the anatomy of the human body, okay? So shredding, I want to clarify that and change that to, and we've been using this language recently. I want people to understand that what shredding means is you going on the most glorious exploration that you've ever been on in your entire life. You're going on a journey. Imagine this like amazing place that you've never been to before, because if you do it long enough, you're going to be in that, right, Jen? Yeah. You're going to be in that place, right? Like you're going to be there. And it's creating your own blueprint, Lenny. It's creating your masterful blueprint of what serves Lenny, because Jesse's food could be Lenny's poison. And where I might be able to get away with a sweet potato, you might curl up in a corner and want to die. And I need people to not get confused about food. And you know, we still have, and I get it, people need time and we will give you the space. That's why the group is so amazing. It gives you as much space as you need until you can figure it out. And if I catch your question, I'm just going to keep asking you more questions if you haven't noticed yet, because I believe you have your own answer. I can share knowledge, but that doesn't mean it's right for you. Understand? I can share science, but that doesn't mean it's right for you. So in the shredding process, you are shredding old habits. You are shredding disbeliefs. You are shredding bad relationships. You are shredding the bad relationship you have with yourself, and you're learning to love yourself again for who you are. For the person looking back in the mirror, you are loving that person. You're shredding all of that shit. And you're also shredding anything else that's getting in your way. And you start to become more clear and more focused. Jen, I've never been more focused in my entire life. It's actually blowing my mind because I studied this for 20 plus years. It's just nuts to me, right? Like I'm like in the game of chess and I'm like 5 plays ahead. That's what I feel like. Like who doesn't want to feel like that every day? So in that shredding process, you're finding your blueprint. Jesse, how long is it going to take me? I don't know. But what I do know is you should be here at this time and at this day next year. And if you keep doing that, you're going to come out on top. You're going to come out a winner. There is no failure. You don't fail unless you quit on yourself. You don't fail ever. There is no failure. There's only learning opportunities. Gosh, it took me so many years to understand that. And it's so beautiful. And again, if you're not there yet, that's okay. We welcome all with open arms. That's the purpose of this. That's why it's a journey. That's why it's creating a blueprint. When you master out a blueprint as an architect, you can't come up with that overnight. It takes time. It takes work. It takes thinking. It takes calculus. It takes all kinds of stuff that you're going to have to relearn and reinvent and retry over and over and over again. The most beautiful gift that my son Grayson has given to me right now, Lenny, he's 7.5 months old. On the 15th, he'll be 8 months. The greatest gift, besides being a dad again, is I'm getting reminded every day that you just keep trying. He's trying to learn how to crawl. And he goes and he just falls on his face. And he goes, and he looks at me and smiles. And he gets back up. And I go, no, do it again. And he does it again. And he falls down. And he does it again. And he falls down. And he tries to stand up. And he holds on. And he falls down. And he gets back up. And he does it again. And I don't know where we lost that. You know, my wife posted a beautiful thing, and this part is hers. And she's like, I don't know where we lost that over time. I don't know where we lost that through our childhood and our adulthood, through the stories of other people, our parents, bad relationships, bad friendships. But I just want to encourage you to just not stop. Just keep going. Be a baby again. Be a baby again, and don't be fearful of anything. Stop letting the language of other people get in your way. This is your flipping life. Take charge. Take charge. And I think the last part I've already told you, Lenny, is our community, right? I mean, bro, like, come on. I mean, that is worth, like, I just don't think people understand the value. You know what I mean? Like, if I was to show you, like, let me give you an example, for instance, okay? Susan Rothman, right? She's a holistic nurse. If you went to see the doctor she worked for, it would cost you around $400 to $500 to go see a functional medicine doctor. If you want an elimination diet, okay, through one of these people, you're talking $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. And do you know how many of them don't work? Even though it's an elimination, why? Why? Because they don't have the support. They don't have the community. They don't have the files that Heather made. They don't have the recipes that Bob posted. They don't have the gym workouts from Don. They don't have the questions being asked. They don't have the memes that have been around for almost 2 years and have just like freaking became a new human being. Like, they don't have that access. And you do. You do. And if that ain't worth, like, what the hell does it cost us? $300, $10 a day to get started? I mean, I can't even buy 2 green teas for that at Starbucks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to do something healthy and you're robbing me, for crying out loud. Like, here you're getting like the most dense nutrition. You're getting this group. You know, if you were to hire me as a national board certified health coach, you know, get ready for a 6-month program. It's going to cost you $4,500. Why? Because I know I can make stuff happen. But I just need you to understand what you're getting, the value. And that's just, I mean, that's just a couple things, right? That's Susan, myself. That's not you, Lenny, with, you know, 17 years of life and knowledge and business experience and all of your trial and tribulations. And then add everybody else, Sean and Crystal and Bob and Susan and Heather and Mimi and Don and everybody else in our group, all the professionals. I wanted to create this meta view, Lenny, because I just don't think, you know, we're so used to everyday life. And I've done this, I've gotten trapped in it, right? We're so used to this like monotonous, like, I'm a robot every day. You know what I mean? Like, I wake up, I get my coffee, I go to work, I come home, I do a thing, I sit down, I go to sleep, the alarm goes off, I do it again. Like, we're so trained to do that we do it in our health too. And I need people to wake up. People need to wake up. Because you freaking deserve to feel amazing every day. You deserve to be, I don't even, when did I wake up? I literally woke up at 11:30 last night for Grayson. I woke up again because I was all clogged up. I woke up to pee, and then I woke up at like 3:15. I crashed the workout. I've been going all day. I'm gonna wake up at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. You heard that right, because I have a flight at 6, and Crystal and I both need to run 6 miles before I head to the airport and be able to take showers and get ready for the day. And I'm gonna be like this, just like this. People hate me on the plane in the morning. They hate me because I'm the happy guy, and everybody else is walking around like zombies. The mile-long, you know, Dunkin' Donuts line, and I'm just like, woo, 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 you know, and I'm zipping by, and I'm smiling, I'm whistling, and I'm dancing, and people are just like, this dude's on crack. Yeah, crack of life, right? So like, you're like freaking zombies. You're dying. I'm living. You're dying. I'm living. And I just want people, I hope people see that. I hope they do. Man, I got fired up tonight. I hope that,
You did.
I hope that, did that make sense? Did that like?
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, I keep seeing my own reflection on my shirt.
So bad right now.
And I keep seeing this reflection. I don't know what, I've never been on an iPad before. And every time I stand up, it keeps going. But you see that logo?
Hell yeah, I see the logo.
I love what you just clarified for me. You taught us ER Shred. And then now it's Come Alive Community. You know, yes. One of my greatest mentors taught me that environment is stronger than willpower. Environment is stronger than willpower. And that's what the environment of our community is all about. And I just want to say thank you, Jesse, for always bringing it, man. Always bringing it, bringing your A game. I was studying this week a lot with Louise Hay. And I talked about this in the Shredder's Way, and that is looking in the mirror every morning and making eye contact and saying, I love you. And the people that are sick and dying, all sickness is related to the thoughts that are going on and the food, but thoughts. And if you cannot say I love you to yourself, man, we got to start right there, man. And the ER shred to me is the new self-love. It really is the
100%.
beginning. It's a doorway. It's a doorway into self-love, and adding I love you to yourself. I even text myself every morning. Same thing. I say, I love you, Lenny. You're doing awesome. You got this. Don't quit. And everything you said, man, I had goosebumps. Jesse, thank you, bro. You got to really bring it tonight, and you did fire me up, and you fired all of us up, and Jen, and Dawn, and Sheila, and I know everybody else would have shared on here, and Connie and Bob, you did, and Mimi, we love you, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, keep showing up. I love what you said. Be here this time on this Zoom next year, and man, that is just like goosebumps all over again. Jesse, brother, thank you for showing up tonight, man. And thank you for always showing up.
Appreciate
And thank you for showing up next year.
I'll be here, right here, this time, this day, this Zoom. You don't even have to worry about me. Just make sure.
Let's all be there. If we're going to be there, let's do it, guys. Let's do this. Everybody, that's it. That's it. That's our call for tonight. Thank you. We love you.
Thank you,
And
Jesse. Thank you.
Thread
Thank
on.
you, Lenny. Everybody, good night.
Good night, guys. Love you
Thanks,
so
everybody.
much. You guys are
Thank you,
amazing.
guys, awesome.
Awesome call.
That's your first call to even watch, isn't it?
Yeah. The other call that I saw was, I only got to see half of it. Oh my gosh, you guys.